Chapter 1. The Unwilling Groom. Commander Jace Varrow of the Terran Starfleet had faced impossible odds before, battling the insectoid swarm at Vega 9, surviving the crushing gravity of a black hole's accretion disk, even negotiating peace with the notoriously violent Krell warlords. But nothing had prepared him for this. Standing in the grand hall of the Zorathian royal palace, surrounded by towering bioluminescent nobles whose faces were hidden behind ornate masks, Jace clenched his fists. His dress uniform, adorned with medals he'd earned in blood and fire, felt like a mockery now. Marriage. Political alliance. The Zorathian Empire, a vast interstellar power, had extended an offer to humanity. Join their federation, gain access to their hyperlane technology, and secure protection against the encroaching swarm. There was only one condition: a union between their royal family and a decorated human warrior. And so Jace had been chosen. The High Priestess of Zorath, her voice echoing like wind chimes, announced, "Commander Jace Varrow, you shall be bound in sacred union to Her Royal Highness, Princess Veylara the Unseen, first daughter of the Eternal Throne." The crowd murmured. Jace had heard the whispers. The ugliest princess in the universe. Rumors said she was so hideous that she had never been seen in public, always concealed behind veils and shadows. Some claimed she was cursed, others that she was a genetic abomination. Jace didn't care about looks. He had seen war twist bodies into horrors far worse than any natural deformity. But the way the nobles spoke of her, it unsettled him. The ceremony was a blur. Vows in a language he didn't understand, a cold ceremonial blade pressed to his palm, his blood mingling with hers in a silver chalice. And then, the doors to the bridal chamber loomed before him. Chapter 2. The First Night. Jace hesitated outside the door. He had faced death 100 times, but this was different. Taking a deep breath, he entered. The chamber was dim, lit only by floating orbs of soft blue light. The air smelled of something sweet and alien, like crushed starlight. And there, seated on the edge of an enormous crystalline bed, was his bride. She was veiled. Layers of gossamer fabric obscured her form, shifting like liquid shadow. "You may look upon me, husband," her voice came low, melodic, but with an undercurrent of something off, like two voices speaking at once. Jace steeled himself. He had promised himself he would not react, no matter what. He reached out and lifted the veil, and froze. Princess Veylara was not ugly. She was terrifying. Her face was humanoid, but her skin shimmered like molten silver, shifting and warping as if alive. Her eyes were vast, black pools with no whites, no pupils, just endless darkness. And when she smiled, her mouth split too wide, revealing rows of needle-like teeth. But the worst part, Jace felt no revulsion, only fascination. "You are not what I expected," he admitted. Veylara tilted her head. "Disappointed?" "No," Jace said, surprising himself. "Just surprised." She laughed, a sound like glass breaking underwater. "Humans are strange creatures. You fear the unknown, yet you cannot resist it." Then, before he could react, she reached out, her fingers elongating, stretching like liquid metal, and pressed a single claw to his chest. A shock wave of energy surged through him. Jace gasped as his vision exploded into stars. Chapter 3. The Truth Beneath the Skin. When Jace awoke, he was no longer in the bridal chamber. He stood in a vast, endless void, a place between dimensions. Before him loomed Veylara, but not as she had appeared before. Now she was colossal, a being of writhing tendrils and shifting forms, a cosmic entity draped in the illusion of a princess. "You are not Zorathian," Jace realized. No, her voice echoed through the void. I am older. She was a Vorath, a being of pure energy, a remnant of a dead universe. The Zorathians had found her as a child, a lost entity trapped in mortal flesh, and raised her as their own. But she was more than they knew. More than any of them knew. And our marriage? Jace asked. A bargain, she admitted. The swarm comes for your people, and they come for mine. But together, we can stop them. Jace understood now. This was never just politics. It was survival. Chapter 4. The Union of Flesh and Starfire. Back in the physical world, Jace opened his eyes. Veylara, now in her princess form again, watched him carefully. You saw the truth, she said. I did. And you are not afraid. Jace smirked. Lady, I've fought monsters my whole life. You're just the first one who's ever been on my side. Veylara's two-eyed smile returned. Then, husband, shall we begin? That night, the palace shook with an energy unseen for millennia. The nobles whispered. The priests trembled. And far away, in the depths of space, the swarm paused. Something had changed. Something new had been born. Epilogue: the war to come. Months later, standing on the bridge of his ship, Jace watched as the swarm armada approached. Beside him Veylara, no longer hiding her true form, unfurled like a living storm. Ready? He asked. She laughed, the sound shaking the stars. Let's show them what happens when humanity marries a god. And as the battle began, the universe burned.